money laundering, asset commingling, record-breaking political donations, and League of Legends? What? What do these all have in common? It's what Sam Bankman-Fried occupied his time with while an elite team of marketers and PR operatives masterfully convinced the entire public that FTX was not only an upstanding and solvent company, but that you should trust them with your money. Well, this series is all about diving into what we know about the failed crypto exchange to see if we can explore just how deep that rabbit hole goes. And this is an extremely powerful episode. I cannot stress that enough. And it's going to be filled with mind-blowing details and hopefully some lessons around who we can trust in the future. But before we get into all of that info, make sure that you smash that like button for me. Make sure you hit subscribe, boom, bang on that notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. I appreciate it. Now, let's go see what SBF, Alameda, and FTX have in their dirty little bag of secrets. So the investment into Farmington State Bank from FTX was made public, but not very loudly. And they did it through Alameda. So Farmington was sold to a company called FHB Corporation in 2020, and its chairman is Jean Chalopin. Jean also happens to be the chairman of Deltec Bank and Trust. Deltec is based in the Bahamas, which initially held the reserves backing Tether's USDT. Deltec also had close connections to none other than the professional criminal Jeffrey Epstein. Weird. Now, one of the directors of FHB, Noah Perryman, who was the chief compliance officer of Gemini when FHB was founded, has since resigned from Gemini, but was instrumental in many of its major operational initiatives. This is just sounding like a boys club of the who's who of crypto and banking and all of this plugged upness where everybody's got the juice. So Gemini was hit hard by FTX's collapse via Genesis Trading, and it was Noah who pushed Gemini to partner with Genesis. Now, following FHB's acquisition of Farmington, the bank pivoted to providing cryptocurrency and international payment services. In June 2021, the shadowing Farmington Bank officially became part of the Federal Reserve System. Achieving this classification within the US banking system is a massive feat and huge benefit. Member banks have access to a range of services provided by the Federal Reserve, including lending, payment, and settlement services, and access to the discount window. And if you don't know what that is, go Google it. Member banks are authorized to issue Federal Reserve notes, and member banks also get to play a role in the implementation of monetary policy by the Federal Reserve. For example, they may participate in open market operations, which is the Federal Reserve's primary tool for influencing the money supply and interest rates. Farmington had just become one of these member banks just before March of 2022 when Farmington rebranded to Moonstone. Weird timing, huh? Then, only 4 days after the rebrand, FTX invested $11.5 million into Moonstone via Alameda Research. Good timing, huh? So it doesn't necessarily take a genius to see that FTX was obviously trying to have control of an inconspicuous little bank that had a special classification that banks of its small size usually do not. Kind of makes you wonder how many banks there are like this that fly under the radar because nobody would know to look into them. But let's drill into this specific one and see what we can find. Ronald Oliveira, the CEO of Revolut's US operations, became the CEO of Moonstone, but resigned just a few months later. Revolut was created by NJF Capital in 2015, and the founder of NJF Capital, Nicole Junkerman, was a close associate of none other than Jeffrey Epstein. It's unclear whether the Epstein connection is why Ronald was appointed as CEO of Moonstone, but my guess is that it could have actually been in combination with pressure from what was key personnel, none other than Tether. USDT, baby, always coming up. Now remember, Tether's co-founder Brock Pierce has known connections to Epstein as well. And if you don't know that, go watch my Tether series. It's wild. Now, Nicole Junkerman appears to be an Israeli state intelligence operative based in London. Dude, this is crazy stuff. And an ex-model whose name also appeared in the Panama Papers. Many describe her as a real-life Bond girl, but she definitely was not an innocent dame who got swept up in a romantic affair with a state intelligence operative. Quite the opposite if you think about it. Now, it is believed to be recorded in Epstein's Little Black Book that Junkerman flew on the Lolita Express on 3 separate occasions with very powerful people on board. So let me circle back to that though, because you may not know about the Panama Papers Papers that I just mentioned, and I would hate for you to remain ignorant of such a historically important revelation. So the Panama Papers was a massive leak of confidential documents from the Panamanian law firm Mossack Fonseca, which is also one of the largest offshore law firms in the entire world. Now, the leak, which occurred in 2016, consists of over 11 million documents and includes information about the creation of over 200,000 offshore companies. The documents reveal the widespread use of these companies to evade taxes and launder money. So the leaked documents show that many wealthy individuals, including politicians, celebrities, and business people, had used offshore companies to hide their wealth and avoid paying taxes for a very long time. The release of the Panama Papers caused a global scandal and led to investigations and arrests in several different countries. None other than Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, was implicated in the Panama Papers, with documents suggesting that his close associates had used offshore companies to move billions of dollars. And I would argue he's probably the most wealthy person in the world, even over Elon Musk. Unpopular opinion, I know. But we'll never know because he'll never tell us. Now, David Cameron, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, was also mentioned in the Panama Papers in connection with his late father's offshore fund. And even Leo Messi, the Argentine footballer, was implicated in the Panama Papers in connection with his financial management company. The Panama Papers brought much needed public attention to the issue of tax avoidance and the need for greater transparency in the financial sector. Entering stage right, cryptocurrency and blockchain. Now, Nicole Junkerman was mentioned in the Panama Papers, which only provides further evidence that she had associated with known money laundering organizations in the past. So that more than sufficiently, at least in my opinion, ties Jean Chalopin, the chairman of both FHB and Deltec Bank, to known criminal operatives. So now we can draw a line from Tether's main bank, Deltec, which is run by Chalopin, who looks like a high-ranking officer in a professional crime circle, right to FTX. That shows why FTX, by way of Alameda, was trusted to be such a large holder of Tether supply. But this also supports evidence to support the theory that FTX and Alameda actually started the domino effect that led to the collapse of Terra Luna. After all, UST was very quickly gaining market cap as it was also becoming the first stablecoin to be backed by Bitcoin. Pretty wild stuff for sure. But let me know what you think. Did Terra Luna collapse from natural causes, or was it orchestrated? I'm honestly looking forward to seeing people's opinions on this, but I'm gonna leave you with another cliffhanger, and we're gonna wrap this up in the 4th video of this series here in a couple of days. So if you like content like this, make sure you go watch the previous videos and make sure you show up to the finale. And obviously, make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Boom! Bang on that notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for showing up to this video. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, everyone.